If you've noticed, lots of people are talking about the release of a remake for the popular Resident Evil 4 DLC Separate Ways. This is because there were some leaks here and there showing that Capcom may soon announce the release of the DLC. This, along with the fact that Capcom quietly added some hidden achievements to Steam, making it clear that Capcom is planning to release something attached to Resident Evil with achievements. But was Separate Ways an important DLC? Before we dive in, please like and subscribe for more Resident Evil videos.
Hey, señorita, got a light and some smokes to go with it to make my day?
We all remember playing the original Resident Evil 4. The first enemy encounter, the first chainsaw, all the puzzles, and of course, all the cheesy dialogue.
Oh, there's going to be one hell of a party when she returns home to her loving father.
We were introduced to an array of interesting characters, some good, some evil, and some in between. There was this one character that was always a total mystery.
Ada. So it is true.
Ada Wong is a character that is shrouded in mystery. She tends to have more knowledge of what's going on than the player or any other character in the game. She just hides what she knows.
I have something to ask you, but I don't think I'll get a straight answer.
Mystery is not foreign to Resident Evil. From the very first time we take control of Jill in the first Resident Evil, we ask many questions.
What is this?
Where's Chris?
What is it? What is this?
What is it? What is this?
What is it?
What is this all about? What is it?
What's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Ada Wong is the source of mystery in Resident Evil 4. She appears early on and saves Leon, but we don't really know why she saves him. We know she's there and is mentioned as another party when reading memos in the village, but we just don't know why she's there. She sneaks up on Leon, we got a cool Matrix-like scene, only for her to disappear just as quickly as she appeared.
How are you getting back in? He does that.
The only thing she leaves us with is just more questions. She appears again and again, but we just don't know what she's been doing with her time. Although in the first Resident Evil, Brad is the one who acts strange all the time.
Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check.
Aren't you supposed to be going over the first floor, Barry?
Yeah, you're right. But just take a look at this.
We understand why he's been acting that way by the end of the game.
Family. I couldn't bear turning my back on my friends again.
But by the time the credits roll in Resident Evil 4, we don't really have the slightest clue what Ada was really up to. That's why Capcom decided to explain why Ada had to go her separate ways. The Separate Ways DLC explained why Ada was in that village and how her actions influenced Leon. It told us what she was doing when she first shot the big cheese, saving Leon. It told us why the bell rang, and we found out it wasn't because of Bingo.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
It expanded the narrative, and we got glimpses of what was happening in the background while Leon was doing what he did best, like going door to door, asking if someone have seen that person.
I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph.
Getting caught by the big cheese.
Perfect. The big cheese.
Saying cool one-liners before burning the big cheese.
Hasta luego.
Or when he feels like he needed to tell a bad dad joke.
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
While all of that was happening, the Separate Ways DLC allowed us to know what was happening behind the scenes, and more importantly, it gave Ada the character development she desperately needed. So instead of her only role being a mystery woman that Leon is so allured by, she is much more than that.
So who are you working for this time?
Oh, Leon. You know I don't work in town.
Separate Ways allowed us to understand her motivations and objectives. We understood why she was there and who she worked for, and the one she worked for was...
Albert Wesker.
the main antagonist and a central character in the Resident Evil franchise. Armed with that information, Ada no longer becomes this character who just appears out of nowhere, then disappears. She plays an important part in the story. We see how she feels conflicted, helping Leon while trying to remain loyal to Wesker.
And that US government lapdog, Leon. If you do happen to encounter him, put him out of commission. We can't let him interfere with our plans.
He has no idea what's going on. He's nothing we need to worry about.
Take him out.
Leon.
This internal struggle added depth to her character, showing that she wasn't simply a one-dimensional agent, but someone dealing with ethical and personal dilemmas. Capcom clearly wanted to demonstrate this internal struggle by adding a scene after the ending of the remake of Resident Evil 4.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
Billions.
How ambitious. We're changing course now.
We see that although she tries to appear calm, cold, and collect, she often empathized with Leon, and she showed that she sincerely cared for his well-being. Aside from all the character development, Separate Ways offered decent gameplay time with Ada. Her gameplay mechanics were not exactly the same as Leon's, mainly due to her grapple gun that allowed us to access areas that were out of reach for Leon. But one important thing Separate Ways establishes is the connection between the story of Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5, even though it's a very weak connection. The events of these two games were not directly connected, but the idea that Wesker has knowledge of Las Plagas and how it controls people tells us how this influenced him and his motivations in Resident Evil 5. All in all, this idea of characters having ulterior motives is something we have seen from the first Resident Evil. Barry, for instance, is a good example. While Jill and Chris were dealing with the events of the mansion, Barry had his own motives.
How about going down to check by yourself? I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Wait.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
But his story did not warrant a DLC because we found out his motives later on in the game. That and making DLCs was not really a thing back then. I mean, to add content to a game, you had to package it and sell it as a separate game, and Capcom would never do that. Right? DLCs do not always make sense. Sometimes they are just a cash grab, but I think Separate Ways truly did have value. Capcom has been teasing the release of something new, and now that they added 6 or 7 hidden achievements to Resident Evil 4, it's become more likely that they are planning to release the Separate Ways remake. But I just wonder what changes they will bring to it. We saw the added gameplay mechanics to the remake for Leon, so I expect we will see new gameplay mechanics for Ada as well. Maybe they could give the grapple hook more combat use instead of just a tool that allows you to go from place to place. But we can talk about what changes Separate Ways could have in a separate video. For now, please like and subscribe for more Resident Evil videos.